morning everyone. I am Akhila, Assistant Professor in EIE department. Here I am to teach about the subject of electronic devices and circuits for second BTech first semester. So these electronic devices are playing major role in everyone's life. These electronic devices are used in everyday life, nothing but a cell phone and computer, ATM, all these are electronic devices only. So these devices are used in everyday life. So they are playing major role in everyone's life. So these electronic devices comes from electron. So electron is a negative charge particle in all atoms. So next, electronic is nothing but is a branch of engineering in which flow and control of electronics, in semiconductor devices are called electronics. So these electronic components, nothing but active components, passive components. So active components are nothing but resistor, inductor, capacitor. Active components, diode, transistors, FET. By using these components deals the electronics. Next, by using these components which controls the flow of electrons. By using this component we control the flow of electrons. So the device which controls the flow of electrons, is called electronic device. These devices are main building blocks of electronic circuits. Next, history of electronics. First diode vacuum tube was first electronic component invented by J.A. Fleming. These vacuum tubes plays a major role in the field of microwave and high power transmission as well as TV receivers. Next, after that, in 1947, Bell Laboratories developed the first transistor based on the research of Shockley. Invented by Shockley. First transistor invented in 1947 and based on the research of Shockley and Bardeen and Brattain. Next, in 1959, Jack Kilby of Texas Instruments developed the first integrated circuit. So integrated circuit means number of components, large number of components are connected in a single chip is nothing but integrated circuit. This integrated circuit developed by Texas Instruments. Next, what are the advantages of electronics? So these electronic devices are playing major role in everyday life. So the examples: computers, mobile phones, ATM, digital camera, television, all these are electronic devices only. These are the advantages of electronics. Next, in this picture, some components, electronic components are there. These are the passive components and the active components. Next, so for this course objective for second BTech first semester students, these are course objectives. The first one, to introduce about the active components like diodes, BJT and FET. Next, to know the applications of the computer and to know the switching characteristics and to understand the various types of amplifier circuit by using these components. Next, course outcomes. After completion of the subject, the student will be able to understand the characteristics of various components like diode, transistor, FET. Next, also what is the utilization of the components, and also understanding the biasing techniques, and also design and analyze small signal amplifier circuits. And this is the syllabus. First unit is concerned the diode and application. Next, and one more component BJT. Third unit FET component. and special purpose devices like SCR, TRIAC, DIAC, and fourth unit analysis and design of the circuits by using BJT, and fifth unit is FET amplifiers. Next unit 1, diode application. This is the content of first unit. In that first, diode. After that, what are the applications of the diode? These diodes are used in rectifiers, filters, clippers, clampers. Okay, these are the applications of the diode. So complete first unit we'll learn about the diode and what are the characteristics of the diode and what are the applications of the diode, where we are using this diode in real time and practical application. This is about completely first unit. So in that first unit, just this one is the basics. So in the first unit, diode materials based on the conductivity. Materials are classified into 3 types. First one, materials. First of all, what is meant by conductivity? Conductivity means flow of conduction, means flow of electron in a material. Flow of electron in any material is nothing but conduction. Depends on the conduction. Materials are classified 3 types: conductors, semiconductors, insulators. First of all, conductors. Conductors means which supports a flow of charge when a voltage is applied across the conductor, which is support a generous flow of electrons when voltage is applied across its terminal. So electron flow is more in the conductor, then electron flow is more is nothing but conductivity is high. So these are the examples of conductors: copper, aluminium, silver and gold. The resistivity of conductor is the order of 10 power minus 4 to 10 power minus 6 ohms centimeters. Next, insulator. So insulator is also one material. It offers very low of conductivity. When voltage applied to the insulator, the conductivity is very low. Means flow of electrons is very low in the insulator. Examples of insulator are paper, mica, glass. And then the type of typical resistivity of insulator is in order of 10 to 10 power 12 ohm centimeters. So insulator resistivity is high, conductivity is more. For conductors, resistivity is low and conductivity is more. So these are some conductors and insulators. So electrical conductors are examples of conductors: silver, gold, copper, steel, seawater. And electrical conductor insulators: rubber, glass, oil, diamond, dry wood. These are the electrical insulators. Next, semiconductor. So semiconductor conductivity lies between insulator and conductor. So the resistivity level of the semiconductor is 10 to 10 power 4 ohm centimeters. The best examples of semiconductors are silicon and germanium, and the forbidden energy gap for this semiconductor is 0.6 electron volts to, for silicon 1.1 electron volt. Here 1 electron volt is equal 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. This is the energy band diagram of the materials. So for the conductors, the electron flow is more for the conductors. So the energy band gap in between valence band to conduction band is 0. For the semiconductor, this band gap is low compared to insulator. So this band gap is almost equal to 1 electron volt, and for the insulator the band gap is more. For the insulator, energy band gap is more. Why? Because here their electron flow is not possible in the insulator. So conductivity is low, then the band gap is also more in the insulator. This band gap is approximately equal to 5 electron volt. This is about the energy band diagram for the materials. Next, the types of semiconductors. Here the 2 types of semiconductor. First one is intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor. So intrinsic semiconductor. So intrinsic semiconductor is nothing but a pure semiconductor. Pure semiconductor. So this conduction in the intrinsic semiconductor is due to the thermal excitation or crystal defects. Crystal defects. So the examples of semiconductors are silicon and germanium. See here, this is one silicon crystal. The silicon has four valence electrons. These four valence electrons are bond with another neighborhood silicon atom. So here form four covalent bonds here. This silicon atom forms four covalent bonds. So in each four covalent bonds at room temperature, at absolute room temperature, its intrinsic semiconductor is acts as a insulator. So why? Because here there is no extra electrons to move from valence band to conduction band. So at absolute room temperature is nothing but minus 273 degrees Kelvin. Minus 273 degrees Kelvin is nothing but absolute room temperature. In this temperature, intrinsic semiconductor is acts as a insulator. So there is no possible to conduct there is no possible to move the electrons from valence band to conduction band. So at room temperature, or if we are increasing the temperature, then these covalent bonds are broken. So here one electron due to the thermal excitation, this electron is conduct to conduction band, move to the conduction band. So here lack of electron is there. Here also one lack of electron is there. So these electrons are used for conduction. These electrons are moved from valence band to conduction band. Then the conductivity is increased here. In intrinsic semiconductor. So the Fermi level of the intrinsic semiconductor is middle of the forbidden gap. So next extrinsic semiconductor. So extrinsic semiconductor is used to increase the conductivity compared to intrinsic semiconductor. So when we are adding the impurities to the intrinsic semiconductor, the conductivity is increased in the semiconductor devices. So by adding the small number of impurities to the intrinsic semiconductor, then it becomes a impure semiconductor, or it is also called as a extrinsic semiconductor. Next, the process of adding impurities. To the intrinsic semiconductor is called as doping. The process of adding impurities to the extrinsic semiconductor is called as doping. So here the impurities. Here we are adding pentavalent impurities and trivalent impurities. So trivalent impurities is nothing but its valence. It has a 3 valence electrons. Pentavalent impurities is nothing but it has a 5 valence electrons. When we are adding the pentavalent impurities to the intrinsic semiconductor material, then it is called as a N-type semiconductor. If we are adding trivalent impurities, then it is called as a P-type semiconductor. So see here antimony, arsenic, bismuth, these are the pentavalent impurities. So here antimony has a 5 valence electrons. These are doped by a silicon crystal. So the silicon crystal doped by pentavalent element, that is antimony. So each dopant atom donates a free electrons. So this is called as a donor electron. Why? Because it is ready to give the electron to the conduction band. Okay, it is called as a donor electron. So for this, here again this silicon atom is bonded with another antimony atom. So that another atom antimony also have extra electron, that is also moved in the conduction band. Okay, if we are giving the thermal excitation, or if we are increasing the temperature, then these covalent bonds are broken and these electrons also move to conduction band. Then the conductivity is increased in the n-type semiconductors. Okay, so for this, in conduction band, more number of electrons are there. In valence band, less number of holes are there. So in the n-type semiconductor, these electrons are called as a majority carriers and holes are called as a minority carriers. Next, p-type semiconductor. P-type semiconductor means here we are adding trivalent element to the silicon crystal. So see here, these are the silicon crystals. Boron is a trivalent element. Boron, aluminium, these are the trivalent elements. So this trivalent element have 3 valence electrons. So these 3 valence electrons are formed 3 covalent bonds. This one and this. These 3 covalent bonds. But here lack of electron is there. Here hole is a positive charge. So each trivalent element have extra hole is there. So this hole is called as acceptor. So this ready to take the hole from the donor atom. So it is called as a acceptor. So these holes are moved to the valence band. If we are giving the thermal excitation, then these bonds are broken and these electrons are shifted to conduction band, and lack of electrons then so these holes are shifted to the valence band. So in the valence band, more number of holes are there. In conduction band, less number of electrons are there, but the conductivity is more due to the valence band holes. So in this one is the Fermi level gap of the semiconductor materials. So see here, from the valence band and conduction band in the p-type material. So in the n-type semiconductor, conduction band have more number of electrons and valence band has less number of electrons. So this Fermi level is moved to the near to the conduction band. Near to the conduction band. Why? Because in conduction band more number of electrons are there. Next, in the p-type semiconductor, this Fermi level is shifted to near to the valence band. So why? Because valence band has more holes and conduction band has less electron. Then Fermi level is shifted to near to the valence band. So in p-type, n-type extrinsic semiconductor, these electrons are called as majority carriers, holes are called as minority carriers. In p-type extrinsic semiconductor, holes are called as majority carrier, electrons are called as minority carrier. So next, thank you.